Hey everybody, good evening. It is time for a new game at the Adventure Archive. We are playing the newly released, actually it's only available for pre-order right now, I believe. But Ryan and I clearly kickstarted it because we have our Death in Space shirts and, you know, we kickstart everything, or at least Ryan does. But tonight we're doing a zero session, so it's going to be creating some characters for these three people here and going over some rules. Because I know Ryan already went over it on the weekly scroll, but in case you guys didn't catch that, and the players obviously as well, we're going to kind of do a little refresher on it. So, but before I begin, thank you to the Death in Space guys for allowing us to use this amazing soundtrack. I believe every game should have a soundtrack. I'm spoiled by all the Free League publications and all the Stockholm Cartel guys. But this one is composed by Helium Kid Cannon and Solar Fields, and there's actually going to be a second soundtrack coming out soon. So not only this one here, and it's completely free, so you don't need to go buy it. Go check it out. It's on all the streaming services. It's kind of a cool, you know, gritty, dark, ambient, very reminiscent of the or applicable to this setting. So what do we got going on? We got Jess here. We got Ryan, who's off camera, but he's here. We got Ducky as usual. So we're flying one short than usual. So we'll see how that goes. 3 players. Not quite sure how brutal this is gonna be. I've never even tried to do any kind of like combat simulations or anything, but maybe we'll see once we roll up some characters and see what these ability scores are looking like, because like many of the offerings in the you know, quote unquote OSR, this is a roll down the list. There is no standard array, there's no re-rolls, there's no take the best of this. It's just you get what you get. So all right, well, who else we gotta thank? Oh, of course, McGlintlock, who we're running Foundry, as you all know, or I run Foundry all the time now, and he created the Foundry system for Death in Space. So huge thanks to him. Go check him out. He's got a really cool Patreon with a bunch of roll tables, mostly dark fantasy, but he alerted me to the fact that he does have a roll table for Death in Space. I believe right now it's for just rolling ship names. So in this game, which we'll talk about, you get what's called a hub. It can either be a spacecraft if you want to play a campaign that, you know, has you traveling throughout the star system, or something like a a shitty mini space station that kind of chugs along. So, and I think those can offer different kinds of game sessions. So we'll talk about that more, but I think that's all we have to all the people we have to thank. Of course, thank you to the musicians for providing the soundtrack, because it makes my life easier. I don't have to go dig up custom stuff. So as far as how you guys can support the players, we're just going to use blesses and banes in this one. There's some really cool rules which we'll talk about, called void points, but they're kind of like omens in a way. I mean, you accrue them differently and they work differently, but it's kind of like that extra little bonus you get per character. So not going to be buying those because those are pretty easy to get. But you'll notice the white triangle in the bottom left-hand corner of their, that's going to represent how many blesses they have. I have the red triangle, which is how many banes. So if you guys ever want to do that, it operates the same way. It's just going to be a 1d4 plus an ability check or an attack roll. This is a d20 based system. So very familiar to everybody. But so what is Death in Space? What is this game? So I thought it was going to be kind of space horror, which it can be. There is this thing called the Void that is kind of bringing the universe to an inevitable collapse, and there are mutated things. There's also void corruption, where this thing actually mutates you, and there's cosmic mutations and all kinds of cool space horror things like that. But I think at its heart, it's you play characters who were just trying to survive in this very just derelict system. There's everything is run down, rusted, breaking, repurposed. It's not a sci-fi setting where everything is clean and polished and brand new and high tech and, you know, wireless. Like if you want to hack into something, you have to literally jack into it physically. It's not, so it's a very kind of alien vibe, I guess you could picture it that way. Whereas even like the film, where a lot of the player characters are just like mechanics or chemists or things like that. They're not like space warriors. You can be a bounty hunter, of course, and we'll talk about that when we get more into the roles and stuff. But that's kind of the gist of it. So these guys are just trying to sort of make their way in this collapsing universe, kind of like Merkborg in a way, where the world is inevitably ending, and you're just trying to sort of eke out some kind of existence before everything falls apart. But let us move on. Players, you guys have any questions? I know Ryan, you guys have already did a very in-depth review of this book, but Jess and Ducky
did, yeah.
And
if you want to check that out, go check out our YouTube where we did the entire thing this past Sunday.
Yeah.
And I actually finally put the podcast out as well.
Nice. Yeah. So if you'd like a deep dive, probably a deeper dive than we're going to go into, check it out.
You go deep. Really get in there, you know?
Yeah. Wouldn't have it any other way. All right. So, so Jess and Ducky, any questions, any concerns, anything you want to ask before we dive right into this thing? I'm going to be toggling between the PDF, which you guys see here, and the Foundry screen, so you can witness what these guys are rolling up. And let's click on the amazingly hyperlinked PDF, straight to character creation.
Oh, hyperlinked, bookmarked. It even hyperlinks the inline page references and has an entire hyperlinked separate index for all of the tables.
Yeah, beautiful, man. I think you're really putting making your mark on the RPG space.
Johan, friend of the show, Johan Noor, who you may know from Merkborg and Cyborg, messaged me about Cyborg and said, "Hey, just so you know, I thought about you when I was hyperlinking this PDF," and I was like, "My legacy continues."
Yeah.
I die, and what you all get is hyperlinked PDFs.
Hey,
You're welcome.
That's not a bad legacy to leave behind. I mean, I think people will always. That's one great way to be remembered, I think. Okay, so character creation. Let's dig right in. I'm sorry I didn't allow Jess or Ducky to speak. Did you guys have anything?
Nah, I'm just excited.
Okay. All right, and I think as we work our way through the book and start creating characters, you guys will have a better sense of sort of the tone of this game, and because I know you guys are both coming into it completely blind. Brian's the only one who knows anything about it. So, step by step, here we go. The first thing you guys are going to do is roll your abilities, but what are those abilities? So, Merkborg has 3. I know I'm going to keep probably comparing this to Merkborg because it's sort of similar, but this system has 4. There's body, which is, your strength, physical resistance is what you use for melee attacks. Dexterity, which is obvious, reflexes, poison, speed. Your savvy, this is the kind of your presence in a way for Merkborg. So it's perception, intuition, psychological resistance, but also piloting spacecraft. And finally tech, which is using that technology, but also range attacks. So we're not rolling any d6s tonight, though. What we're going to do is have each player roll 2d4. You can roll them one at a time. And then the ability score is actually the first roll minus the second roll. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So rather than sort of rolling 3d6 and that sort of creates a modifier, you're actually creating the modifier with a dice. So there's no like conversion table or anything. So let me switch over to Foundry so we can see these dice roll.
Is there like a build as you go character sheet, or should we just write all this down and then add it?
Oh, you guys have
character
sheets. So check over in the yeah. You guys should be set up if you check in the character area and double click on your token. There should be a character sheet that pops right up.
Look at that popping up.
Look at that. Courtesy of McGlintlock.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a nice
like
character.
Fucking did a good job. Portrait drop in.
Yeah, character art and everything. All right, let's get this.
Gotta get my Roll20 Pro to expire, and I'm on the Foundry.
Or you can just move on to Foundry and let it expire.
Probably won't.
Okay, so let's do it, guys. Who wants to? Do you want to do this one by one to avoid any confusion, or what? All right, Jess. So why don't you roll me a D4 and then a D4, and then take the first one and then you subtract the second roll.
Oh.
Okay, so your first roll was what? A 1. So it's a +1 then.
1 and a 2. Yeah, I guess you could just do the 2d4 because it does it in order.
Yeah, you can. Well, you can twirl down like I did in Foundry right here. You can see what the actual results are too if you click on that.
So
Okay.
you subtract the first one from the second one?
Correct.
No, it's the second one from the first one,
Oh wait. Was it?
isn't it?
Oh.
The ability is the first roll minus the second.
So it's a -1.
So
Oh
negative.
yeah, -1 for body.
No.
All right, give me a dex roll. Do another 2d4. Okay, so you got a 2 and a 4.
So 2. Right?
-2.
-2.
Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay. God damn it. I hate this game already. I'm just kidding. All right, one more.
Actually 2 more. So do it. That's your dexterity. So this one will be 1 minus.
Oh, 3.
4 -1, you get a 3.
There you go. Plus
The
3.
best
So
stat
you're
you could possibly
savvy.
Get. Yeah.
You're
savvy
savvy.
as fuck.
So you're perceptive. You have great intuition, and you're great at piloting a spacecraft. So you can already see how these are helping craft your character.
Ah, son of a bitch. God damn.
You got nothing but
Woo!
you're basically
Savvy.
Sylvester in this campaign right now. That's what happened.
Okay, so Jess, if you double click on your token or click on the character over on the right, you can have access to your character sheet.
Oh, I've
And
added
you got it up already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to Ryan. Let's see what old Ryan gets here, if it's going to mesh with his
All right.
what he wants to play.
2d4. All right. Let me just copy paste that so I can do it 4 times. 2.
Okay, plus 2 for
body.
strength, for body, yeah.
2. All right. -2.
Okay.
And that was for deck. So my savvy is 0.
0, okay, it's not negative.
And my -2. Cool. Cool.
So you seem to be like a tough guy so far, right?
Tough
Like your
guy.
strength?
Tough guy. All I got is strength. Literally, my only positive is strength, is body. Jess is a savvy. So Ducky, you got to come in with some tech or dex here, buddy.
0 across the board.
All right, Ducky, you're up. Let's see what your body is going to be like.
So 2d4.
2d4.
I can't see my rolls.
0.
You can't see your
Did
rolls?
you pop out is the page on the right side of Foundry like folded in?
I can see like the right. I just couldn't see y'all like your rolls either, or like
Really?
anyone's rolls. Yeah,
Can you see the roll table?
I can see the roll table.
It's not the dice.
Just not. It's not, the numbers aren't showing up on the right either. Like I just rolled 2d4, but it didn't show up for me. But
You
I can
got
see
a
it on the stream.
Oh, weird. Okay, you got a 2 and a 2,
Oh,
so it's a
weird.
0. I wonder if there's something to do with permissions. Let me see. That's weird how you can't see it. You may want to try to refresh or something too, like
Okay.
just as a. Let me see what you got. Owner default. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, refreshing seems to work.
Oh, you got it?
Cool. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Okay, so far body is at 0. Let's do your dexterity next.
So that would be
So you got a 1. You got. So a 2 plus 2.
Yes.
0, right? 3 and a 3.
1.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's kind of what we needed, right?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we're already balancing the
s-
party. And I
There you
guess
go. What are the stats roll down? What did he get?
So 0 body, 2 dex, 0 savvy, and 1 tech.
nice.
Look at us.
No negatives.
A regular crew.
A regular crew, and I'd like to talk about that, and we'll get into more in depth. It's kind of how initiative works in this game, but really, and we'll talk. Well, I think when we do combat and stuff, I'll probably allow a little bit more meta stuff because the way they try to have you play this is collaboratively, right? You guys are a crew. You move, you work together, you operate together, and that is your strength, right? Your crew is your family in this game, and so once we talk about initiative and stuff, that'll make more sense. But all right, well, we got the stats already. Next is origin. So like I said, this is a roll table. Let me switch it on the stream really quick. But I know Ryan has something he wants to do already. So
I just had 2 favorites.
yeah, 2 favorites. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you have your
are the
ability scores, does anything feel a little bit more appropriate?
I mean, here's the thing. It's not like there's really spell casting. So I think the things that you decide to do are a little bit up to you. But we can roll, and that's totally fine. I'm down to roll too. My favorite, though, are the Velocity Cursed and the Void.
Okay.
The Void is basically like a Void space shaman. So obviously like the edgelord douche of the thing, which
There we
this
go.
guy. And
We need another Nephel, right?
Yeah, I mean
He's gonna spiritually carry through every game.
There you go. And then the Velocity Cursed is awesome. Ill-fated ones that have started to lose their connection to reality, they shift and flicker in and out of space-time with glitching faces. And like because you get to pick one of these 2 things, a future memory. You've already been here once per session, ask the referee for directions, or the Pocket World. You start with a portable non-phys server housing a virtual reality where you store memories to connect the past and future of your life. Up to 10 users can connect simultaneously.
That's
I can only assume that's like it makes it feel like Slaughterhouse 5, but in space. You can like see memories throughout like your future and past life and stuff.
Yeah. So everybody on stream, Ryan briefly mentioned it, but the way the origin works is you either roll it or you choose one, and then you get one of 2 abilities that are listed below that. So whereas a lot of games are, you pick a class. This is kind of classless, but I feel like it's building a class somewhat as you go, versus like Merkborg where, you are what you own essentially. I think it has a little bit more depth than that. So it's kind of a cool take on character creation. So Jess, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna roll? Are you gonna pick something? We have what is it? 6?
So
Well, I mean, we could also all roll. Those are just my favorites. If we all decide we want to roll, we can just see what the fuck happens.
Yeah. You never know.
That's up to you.
I mean, I think I will roll.
Okay.
But I don't care, whatever you want to be, Ryan.
I'll tell you what, if you guys can roll, and if you absolutely hate it, just roll again, I guess.
Okay.
So it's going to be a D6. So Jess is going to be a Velocity Cursed. Oh man, that's the one.
That was one of what
that's
Ryan
the one
wanted,
Ryan
right?
was talking about. So the ones
I said they were my favorites. Not that I necessarily wanted it. It's a cool one. Yeah. You get to be a glitched out face.
Yeah.
Does my savvy kind of like make sense with it?
There's not. So again, when we go through character creations, it's classless. So you really only get like the rest of the stuff is pretty much like your traits, your drives, your looks, your allegiances, and hit points and stuff like that. So your stats really only feed into what you want to do narratively in the game. It doesn't really the origin and the origin gives you like a little tiny feature you get, and that's about it. That's what you get as a character. So it's more about how you can make Savvy fit Velocity Curse, not the Velocity Curse will fit your stats. So any of them can fit any of them. It's just how you decide to like play that character, since it's pretty classless.
Okay.
So do you want to stick with the Velocity Curse, or do you want to try to roll again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, Ryan. What are you gonna do? You gonna pick, or are you gonna roll?
Roll? No, I'll roll.
All right.
Let's see what we got. We got a D6.
D6. What? Did you get the same thing?
Yeah, I'll just roll again.
We can
Ducky,
roll off.
you rolled.
You want to roll
Since
up?
you
No, it's
want
okay.
that one.
No,
No,
you
let's roll
got it.
off,
We're
fine.
going in
More
order.
rolling, the
We're
better.
going in order. We're going in order.
All right. I'm gonna roll off because sounds kind of fun.
Man, your dice, I can't even see the number on it. It's weird. So you got 2.
It's
you
just
got
like a thing.
Chrome.
But Ducky already rolled a 2.
Oh, I rolled prematurely. So
Oh no, it's
go ahead,
okay.
take it.
It's
Oh.
okay. Oh, you didn't want that roll, you mean? You just accidentally rolled?
Yeah, I accidentally rolled. I don't mind either way.
So a Chrome is an ancient AI placed in a body vessel of organic material, part machine, but with an organic CPU and distributed neural system that requires oxygen. Okay, so you're basically like a homunculus kind of thing, sci-fi.
Yeah, it's kind of like who does that? Is it I guess it's Midgard that has like the
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not Warforged.
Warforged.
Remember what you were?
I was
Yeah,
a
it's like a
Warforged,
soul
yeah.
inside a metal body. That's what this feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's a Warforged.
So is that, you want to stick with that, or you want to roll again? You guys are so far very like synthetic kind of feeling, you know? If that's the way you want to go, but
Let's see what Ducky gets, and then I'll make a decision.
Okay. All right, Ducky, why don't you? 4.
Soul pod. Ooh.
So that is the soul pod. Hibernating for decades, only staying awake for short periods. They dedicate their lives to the scientific study of slow cosmic phenomena.
Sounds about accurate.
It sounds kind of like I don't know, kind of reminiscent of Abe a little bit, I guess, right?
I was gonna say that gives me Abe vibes.
Yeah.
I'll keep
I
it.
just like that basically what it sounds like to me is like basically you wake up and you do like all your research stuff and then you go to sleep for like a couple hundred years. When you wake up again, you're like, how has the universe changed? Let me check it out. So
Yeah, so very different RP possibilities there. Okay, so Ryan, do you want to stick with your AI? Or you roll again? So you got 1.
no, which is basically just a human. I'll go with the Chrome, and I'm body. I think I'm the body guy anyway, right? So so yeah. So I'll go Chrome. I'm the ancient AI in a organic body vessel. Well, so wait, it's a vessel of organic material. So am I kind of like a soul inside like
like the
David from like Alien?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're an AI in an organic. So I mean, you probably look human. You don't necessarily need to look like a cyborg if you don't want. It's up to you though, however you want to look.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could be like David essentially, but
I just won't
ancient
blink
AI.
for the rest of the campaign.
just Okay, well, I guess we have our origins. Is everybody okay with those?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be Chrome.
Interesting. All right, so let us move on to character details. So this is the background trait, drive, and looks. Again, roll tables abundant, so if you guys want to roll and see what your background is, go for it. And if it doesn't feel like it's, gelling with your, your origin, then that's cool. We can do it again. So let's see what it looks like.
Oh well. Also, though, are we gonna pick our one of our benefit? 'Cause we get one of the two.
Oh
right?
yeah, shit. Sorry guys. See, we got to go back and choose. You get one of the 2 benefits. So for Ryan, it's either a native machine. You can converse with computers as if they were real people. That's pretty fucking cool. Plug in and find a friend. Body battery. You can use your body to power one small electrical device, such as a handheld item.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the native machine.
Yeah, that
because I don't
sounds
want to
pretty
just
cool.
be everyone's fucking cell phone charger.
Okay, Jess. Future memory or pocket world? So basically, if your future memory is once per session, you can ask me for directions. So like if you want to know maybe where something is, you get that once per session though. That's sort of like a freebie. Otherwise, you have a non-phys server housing a virtual reality where you store memories to connect to the past and future of your life. Up to 10 users can communicate or connect. So I feel like that would be used for like RP narrative stuff. Seems like.
Yeah, I think I'll do future memory.
Okay. And then Ducky as the soul pod. So you're either long-lived or old tech. So you have an old and useful contact in every port. Or you have a portable hibernation pod.
I think I'm gonna go with long-lived.
Long-lived, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, regenerates lost limbs, prevents aging and the need to eat. Powered by starlight. That's pretty cool, too.
Oh my god, it is Abe.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Free egg.
So you're going to stick with long-lived?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense with the origin. So, okay. Character details. We're going to start with background. I think, Jess, you already rolled and you got a 16. Asteroid archaeologist? How does that sound?
Fine.
Fine. You're like, I guess. All right. Ryan and Ducky, do you want to roll a d20 and see what background you got? 18 is a star salvager.
Okay.
And Ducky would be a monolith cultist.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like that kind of leans in more to the void a little bit, but
Yeah.
I guess everyone can be a cultist.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think too, like sometimes having these seemingly contradictory attributes can make an interesting character. It's kind of like why I wanted to make Tolman, you know? Like basically what was designated as a warrior, but make him a bard kind of thing. So
I'm excited. I'm sad that we never got to finish that one. Tolman was a cool character.
I know.
I'll have to bring him back.
Okay, so if everybody's cool with that, we will move on to your traits. So these are more, these are just personality traits, how you will kind of help you RP in confrontations and stuff. So let's get some D20 rolls in here. Light. I wish Ryan would have got that.
Yeah, that would have. I am relentless.
Relentless. And then Ducky, inventive. Okay.
Sense.
I was hoping for 20.
20. Too old for this shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's so good for the solo pod.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because you're like, you're just over everything because you've lived for hundreds of years. So is everybody cool with that? All right.
Yeah, makes sense so far.
Let's talk about your drive. So what is keeping you going? What is your motivation in this life? Apart from survival, I guess. And making some hollows, getting some contracts. So 15 for Jess. To never be alone. Aww.
That's why I'm so polite.
Yeah, see, that works. And then Ducky got a 2. A person. Okay. So again, one thing I'd like to mention about this game too is it's somewhat collaborative storytelling. So you guys, for instance, need to come up with why you guys are together. Like why did you guys band together as a crew? When we get to the hub creation part, it'll be a lot about what is it. You guys have full control over what it looks like. You know, any kind of personal details or information about it. So and actually, while we're running the game, or when I'm running the game, there may be some situations where I ask you to help sort of, you know, collaboratively build the world, and maybe who your past contacts were and how you know certain people and stuff like that. So that definitely this game encourages that kind of playing. So all right, are we set on our drive? What did you get, Ryan? You got a 7?
Harmony.
Harmony.
Which
but you're
is
relentless.
literally probably
you're relentless?
the only one on here that I think would be one that I wouldn't really pick. Literally the only one.
Okay, we'll roll again. It's fine.
Yeah,
I could see that being an interesting conflict between someone who's relentless, but I'm harmoniously relentless.
This one sounds a lot more
to always be
on
right.
brand.
Oh my god. See, you need to get some stuff where
Well,
you're going to get out of your
actually,
comfort zone.
Yeah, we'll make characters and then we'll just rotate them. We'll just like pass them off to the other people.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, so we are moving on. We have our drives. Let's move on to details. So how do you guys look? It is going to be a D20.
But also,
What's up?
this next like schematic art piece
Yeah.
is ridiculous. It's so good.
Yeah, it's like a wireframe of a 3D model. Yeah, it's cool. And it's spread. I don't have the full spread on here, but you can see part of it going across the... Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, amazing design in this book. Very usable too, though. It's not just for show. So do we get any... you guys want to roll some D20 to see how you look? Yeah, L2, you gotta pick this one up, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. I mean, I know you've probably seen it on the weekly scroll already.
Bags and pockets everywhere, but nothing important in them.
Nice. So you're like a Rob Liefeld character. For those comic book fans out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, Ryan got a 3? Wait.
I got...
Wait, why don't I see these rolls?
Foreign realistic tattoos.
No, I got 13.
Oh.
Oh, Ducky, you got 13 too.
Yeah.
We can compare
thank
scars. So I got, and I roll all of my stuff. So I got 13 bullet holes, 4 scars from, let's say 4 slashes, 4 slash scars, and 1 metal fragment. Probably got more than one of those.
Yeah, so it's interesting
Like
because I think like you being this relentless, always be right guy, probably got yours
shot a lot.
from... Yeah, exactly. You probably got yours from confrontational stuff, whereas Ducky, he's been alive for so long, maybe he's like acquired all of these things over his very long life in a different manner. So interesting. Do you want to keep that, Ducky, or do you want to roll again?
Oh, I'll keep it.
Okay. All right. Now we know how everybody looks. Now we're going to do a past allegiance. So some still wear their war uniforms while others do all they can to forget. Roll or decide your allegiance during the Gem War. So I forgot to mention about the Gem War. It's kind of the world building aspect or the setting info. But the Gem War was this massive war to find these gems. And these gems were allowed civilization to create high-tech weapons, high-tech ships, faster than light travel, opening up wormholes and stuff. And so everybody was fighting over this resource. And eventually the war came to a crushing halt, and 10 years ago, I believe, right? And but everybody still, because it was so recent that it ended, they have memories of this. They maybe even fought in this war, and so everybody's kind of stranded in this Tenebris system in a way where without technology, so everything, like, no new ships are made, no new weapons are made. Everything is sort of reassembled from things that already exist, and that's kind of the Iron Ring, which is this giant spaceship ring, kind of, that is orbiting, I think it's Inaro, right? A dead gas giant or something like that, if I remember right.
Oh, Inaro's the moon of a gas
Oh, that's
giant.
right. It's
But
the
yeah,
moon.
I think, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so did you guys already? Jess rolled. You got a 1.
Mhm.
An idea. You held some value, faith, science, or something else higher than war and strife. You made compromises but kept away from fighting. Okay. So you were basically a deserter, kind of. You're like hiding from all this stuff.
Mhm.
Ryan also got a 1. You gonna roll again?
Yeah, that just doesn't. I don't feel like that fits the character by any stretch of the imagination. Not with all my bullet scars. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That is very, unless you have
They're
a
all on
different
your back.
story on how you got those scars, you know. So 3
Nope.
is.
I'm on the winning side because I am always right. I chose the right side in the beginning, obviously.
But in the end, did you really win? That is the question.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
I did.
That's what I figured. But see, one thing, like, and you guys don't be afraid to roll things or pick things that don't quite fit, because that could lead to some interesting character stuff. So, Ducky, you got a 5. The contract. As an opportunist, you swore allegiance to those who paid best.
Explains the cult.
Okay. Okay.
Now, well, you got to decide: are you really in the cult, or
Yeah,
are
you
you
might
just,
be
like,
posing as a
been
cult.
doing it so long? Yeah.
They paid you well, and you're like, all right, I'm in your cult. That's cool.
Maybe they were worshiping you for a long time, and then you woke up and were like, "Oh, cool.
Oh
Guess I'm God now."
See, all these cool, like, that's why I love roll tables so much, because you're gonna come up with some. You start connecting the dots, and you're like, oh shit, come up with a completely unique character. All right, so hit points. What do you got there? Oh, let's start a cult.
It just says, "Let's start a cult."
Okay, so this is where we're going to decide how tough these guys are in terms of getting hit and shot. So it's only a 1d8. That's it. There's no modifiers whatsoever. But when you do rest, you recover 1d8 plus body hit points. So
So are we taking what we roll no matter what?
yep. Let's say. So again, this isn't like necessarily a heavy combat game. In fact, I don't want to. I won't say anything. But all right. So Ducky got. Oh no, Jess got 4. Okay, you have 4 hit points.
Where do we put hit points?
Let me see in your character sheet.
Oh wait, situation.
It's under personal. It's in the center column at the very bottom.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay, and what else we got? Ducky got a 3. Ryan got a 7. Are you happy with that, Ryan?
I'm the tank, obviously. So I didn't get these bullet holes for nothing.
Okay. And then, so defense rating, that's the last thing I believe. So it's basically how well you can avoid damage, and how that is calculated is it is your unarmored defense, or your unarmored defense rating is a 12 modified by your dexterity. And then if you get armor, obviously you can increase that.
So I have a -2. Again, why I have so many bullet holes.
Okay, so your defense rating is 10? Okay.
I think so. It's 12 plus dex, and I have a -2, so that would take me to a 10, right?
Yep, exactly. Okay, I believe that concludes character creation. So let's do a quick round table. Oh, wait, no. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Sorry. Starting gear and starting bonus. After this, we'll do a round table and get a good picture of who we got here. All right, so savings. Hollows are the most common form of currency. You start with 3d10 spare hollows. So why don't you guys each roll 3d10? And if you guys, if you click on the bottom right, the die, it'll keep adding it up. So if you like click d6 3 times, or it'll, there you go. 18, 17, and then Jess, how many hollows do you have? Spare hollows.
What do I do? 3d10?
Yeah, 3d10. Ooh. 23. It's because you're so polite.
Yes.
So polite. All right. Next up is item slots. So pretty much all of us are games. You can only carry so many things. It's encumbrance. It's a little bit more unforgiving, I feel like, because you have 12 plus your body score item slots. So what do you guys got? I think Ryan, you have like a +2 in strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have 14 slots. Yeah. Oh, and it's already added in. Cool.
Yeah,
on the belongings tab, number 3.
Yeah. And then normal items take up 1 slot. Small items do not require any slot, whereas heavier, unwieldy items can take up 2 or more slots. And I believe in the equipment tables, it shows that stuff. So I'm not going to be too, I know Merkborg is didn't have specificity like that. So like with scrolls, for instance, it's like a piece of parchment, but it takes up a slot. So if you guys have smaller items and stuff, it won't count. And then let's do your starting kit. Starting gear. Roll or choose one of the so you guys can choose one of these if you feel like they fit your character more, or you can roll and just see what comes. So we have the Prospector, Ring Thug, Mercenary, Nomad, Engineer, and Explorer.
I just found the packs. All right.
Let me guess, Ryan. You're either going to be the Ring Thug or Mercenary.
That's your guess? I made it 2 or 3.
Yeah. Oh, you're rolling?
Oh.
Engineer.
Were we not?
No, like I said, you guys can choose it or you can roll it. It's up to you.
Oh.
I think it'd be cool if everybody
yeah.
rolled everything, but
yeah.
Electric multi-tool.
Electric multi-tool, duct tape, tablet computer, fusion welder, and workwear.
Yeah, you can plug it in for network access. Fusion welder, workwear. Prospector. Handheld material analyzer, magnetic boots, breathing mask, container with engine grease. You can make something slippery.
I think this is one where I'm gonna go ahead and pick one, because this is the ones that are so specific to the character type that you want to play. So I think Mercenary probably is the best, because that's what my guy seems like he's been made for. He's a Star Salvager now, but he was relentless in the gym war on the winning side with a bunch of bullet holes. I feel like he probably was a mercenary during that and picked, probably was on a bunch of sides, but at the end picked the winning side and declared that he was right, as he always is. But I think it makes sense. I think the Mercenary is what makes sense most for kind of the direction these stats and everything you're going for, as opposed to the Engineer. If I had taken the little ability to charge something, then I could just charge my tablet computer all the time. But
there you go.
I think that's what makes sense most for him. That's what it's kind of seems like it's creating as we go. Are the packs in Are the packs in the
Check the. I do not know. I did not
Oh.
look, but if you check the compendium packs up top, they might be in there. It might be a drag and drop for you guys. And then Ducky got a 4 Nomad, Liquid Purifier, Hover Hammock, Box of Spices, Pack of Incense Sticks, Rechargeable Battery with Compact Solar Panel. Okay. Are you going to stick with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then here is what you're talking about, Ryan, your starting bonus if you get a negative. So if the sum of your abilities is negative, is anybody's negative, the sum of your abilities? Okay. Nobody else?
Wait. Oh yeah, the sum of my abilities is -2.
Yeah, let's see. 2, 0. Oh yeah, -2. So you get to roll a 1d6. Oh shit, this is where you could get a weapon or something. Nice.
You get a bonus thing to it, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm dropping my equipment in real quick.
Oh dang, one of them is a crew member. Like you have basically like a poltroon.
I mean, you better roll for that. We went from Brian to Poltroon to who? Since we only have 3.
Yeah, Omega. You do not get that's one thing I noticed about when I was reading this book is you do not get weapons. You can't even afford weapons really when you start, which totally fits the theme of this thing, where it's, you know, you're not space warriors right off the bat.
Dang it, I got a pistol.
Oh, you got a pistol? Okay.
Always trade equipment.
Yours was -2.
Huh?
So you got -1. Oh yeah, yours is very negative. Oh wait, yours is -2. Just like
oh wait,
Ryan.
You don't roll for this if it's negative?
No. You roll. Yeah. Because the sum of your ability scores is negative.
Oh, I see.
You get it. So Ryan, you got an AI guard animal.
Oh, that sounds cool.
That's pretty cool. DR13, 1d4 hit points, and a bite, 1d6. So
a pistol and
you got an extra pair of teeth, I guess.
Man, we could always just swap. I'll take that pistol. You can take my AI guard animal and continue on with your
totally
like
swap.
What's it called? What am I trying to think of? Familiars. Again, Brian Poltroon, and then like your pet dog animal.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I mean they're all your belongings. You can do whatever you want.
I'll totally trade you. But
yeah, I'll take a pistol. That fits my guy.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys are gonna trade
you
your
get the AI guard animal. Yeah.
So now you get to decide what this thing is, Jess. What is this AI guard animal? Is it a derpy Doberman?
Yes. Definitely a derpy Doberman named Billy.
Oh man, okay. Artificial intelligence.
What did you get? What did you get, Ducky?
Ducky can't roll because he doesn't have a net negative.
You're not net negative?
No. His scores are decent. He's got like, what do you got? He's got a 0, a 2, a 0, and a 1.
Must be nice.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, everybody. Everyone gets a personal trinket. So again, mechanically, not really anything. More just like something you hold on to. Maybe it has some special meaning to you. Maybe it's something you won in a battle, won in a bet, won in a fight. Who knows? And that's going to be a 1d20.
Oh. I did not realize that. There's a character creation roll table thing within here, so we could have just been like clicking through on the built-in roll tables the whole time as well.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. Oh well, here we are at the very end.
You're kind of
Yeah, and this is the last step, everybody. So Ryan, you got 17. You got an ancient synthesizer shaped like a gun.
How about them guns?
I
I'm
love.
from an ancient star system called America,
Yeah, is
and
this you have
I
you have
love
like
guns.
yeah, but you like to play
Oh,
music, I guess. You have play some.
wait,
You
it's a
synth.
synthesizer. Oh, you mean like a
I
synthesizer?
guess.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
just be like boo 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 boo
Yeah.
boo boo, shaped like a gun.
And then
Um,
Jess, you got a laser disc with your favorite music. Oh, look at that. And
Yeah.
Ducky got oh, you guys got the same thing.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna be fighting over the music that's playing in the spaceship, basically.
Ryan, play me a song.
Okay, so the last message on this page is this was the last step. Have a nice death in space. So those are our characters. Let's do a round table. Start with Jess.
I can't find some of the stuff in here, like the proximity alarm or this ancient synthesizer. I don't know if you see that somewhere.
Oh no, I haven't been looking.
Where to
yet.
put it?
No,
think
like
it's
well, I know where to
like
put
mechanically,
it, but like
you
in
mean? Like
the
how it works mechanically?
no,
or-
like you know how you can
oh, in the
Oh,
go
adding
to the
things to
packs and drag it over.
it might not be in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to ask McGlintlock or look later. Okay, so what's up next? Let me switch so we can see the character sheets. Oops, wrong one. All right, so we'll start with Jess. Here is her character sheet here.
I didn't completely fill it out.
What? All right, we'll start with Ryan then.
So who am I and what am I doing? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Let's talk about. I got your character sheet up here on stream.
Okay, so I still have to pick my name. I'll figure that out for next time. But my guy is a Chrome. So he is an AI in an organic kind of mech body. He's currently a star salvager, but prior and during the war, he was a mercenary who ended up fighting on the winning side, one or another at the end, taking much physical damage in the process. And all he's left with is a pistol and an ancient synthesizer that looks like a gun.
Do you think it's gonna be? You think it's gonna be? So it's gonna be a like a handgun, or do you think it's gonna be like a rifle, or what?
The synthesizer or the
the synthesizer. Is it gonna be like an assault rifle with a keyboard on it, or like what? Or just...
Oh my god, like a keytar, but it's like an AR. Yeah. So the question then is, we'll have to talk about whether I can mix those together and just have like a gun or synthesizer that shoots bullets instead of having two separate guns. Maybe we'll talk about it. And then I can be like jamming on the keytar, but then like shoot people with it and like have a soundtrack to our combat.
That sounds pretty rad. I think I think something like that is probably going to require some money, some modifications most likely. But
Gotcha. So as of right now, I have a pistol and some type of synthesizer, and I have
you
to
can
decide
decide.
what it's shaped
Right,
like.
yeah, you can decide on that. Okay.
I don't think it could be like a little small thing though for a gun, for like a pistol. Synthesizer's got to be a decent size, right? Well, I guess we're in future. It's space. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I feel like it is probably clunky. It's your notes. What about do you have your looks in here? Your portrait? Yeah, you got your looks, allegiance, background, traits.
Ooh.
Okay, you got everything.
Yeah, and a pistol I just dragged it in is 1d6 damage. It does take ammo, so I'll definitely have to buy ammo and or be very careful with it.
Yep.
So that's cool.
All right, so let's move on to Ducky.
There we go. Yeah, so I'm a soul pod, which means I've been around for quite a long time. I'm long-lived. My traits are inventive, and my drive as a person, I don't know who yet. And I still don't have a name. But I'll figure that out. Look-wise, I've got 0 bullet scars, 1 slash, and then 3 metal fragments. I don't know where those are yet, but I'll get creative with it. But yeah. So, is there... I assume a soul pod isn't human. Is it ever like, is it described somewhere?
I think Carbon seems to be a human, right? I feel like you're sort of, it's just like transhumanism or something. You're like beyond human, I guess. But no, it doesn't describe it, and that's another thing. Let me scroll back up on the PDF, but you guys can be whatever you want. I believe there's somewhere it says in here where you could be an alien. You could be there's no definitive races in this, so you have complete freedom to be whatever you want. And I think that's what's kind of cool about this too, is you can very you can personalize your character immensely in this. There's no real rules against it from that background. So yeah, whatever you want. I mean, if you want to be a really old human, or if you want to be some kind of alien creature, or if you want to be whatever. Okay, so do you have your stuff in there yet, Jess, in your character sheet?
Yeah, most of it.
All right, let's take a look.
So I'm a savvy velocity cursed.
Oh, you got to add that in your here, I'll do it.
And what? Oh.
Your origin.
Oh.
There we go.
With future memory. I'm also a asteroid archaeologist, apparently. Very polite one though. And kind of like religious, believe in a higher power. Not about war or strife, which kind of makes sense with my character.
You know what I like about that though? It could be like science or something else.
Yeah.
So it could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be traditional religion. It could be something completely weird, like where you're some technology or something, which is cool.
That's true. I never want to be alone, and I have a companion, Derpy Doberman AI. This all kind of like fits.
You know what I like too? The looks. You have bags and pockets everywhere, but nothing important in them. Like that not only fits your asteroid archaeologist kind of background, but also maybe you collect these things because you maybe, I don't know, I'm just spitballing, but there's some significance to what you carry so you don't feel alone, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. I just carry a bunch of like shitty rocks, space rocks.
Yeah, who knows? Or artifacts, you know? You're an archaeologist, so you could have weird... Yeah, that's another thing. Because there's no really set defined races in this, everything is just whatever. Again, it's a very open setting. So, yeah, you could have weird artifacts in that and then weave that into some kind of story. Like I'm not going to say, oh, you don't have this thing in your pocket or whatever. You know, like if it feels cool for the narrative, or you're talking to somebody and you're like, you pull it out and you use that, that's cool. I think that's cool, like game wise. So
can I keep AI dog traits in there?
Sure, why not?
Holographic dog traits.
So does this Doberman look just like a Doberman, or is there something about it that you can tell that it's not quite real? It's just an AI. Because remember, like, go ahead.
I'd say it's like a silver Doberman.
Oh,
like,
shit.
You know those like
So...
dog robots? It's like a big one of them.
Got it. But probably because this world is like decayed and falling apart, it's probably not like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, it can be like a little rusted.
Yeah, rusted. Maybe like one of the ears is kind of broken or something.
There's a notch or something. Yeah. Been through it.
Okay, cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are our characters. When we come back from break, I think it's a good time to take a break. We're going to get into creating our hub, which is a very unique thing to Death in Space. We're not just done creating characters. We got some kind of vehicle or location that is going to belong to these characters. It's sort of their home base. It's how they get from point A to point B in the Tenebris system. So hang out to see how those mechanics work, and then we'll get a little bit more into rules after that. So thanks for hanging out, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Death in Space Zero session at the Adventure Archive. Thanks for hanging out during the break. We just created characters. So that's it. No, it's not it. We got to move on to hub creation next. So what a hub is, let me switch to the PDF so you guys can check it out. Oh man, did the music stop? The music stopped. That can't be good. All right, there we go. Music is back. All right, so let me bring the PDF up here. Boom. Okay, so hub creation. So what this is, it is, as it says here, is your home, your sanctuary in a tough universe. The crew starts with a station or spacecraft. So that is the question I need to ask you guys. Do you want a station or a spacecraft? So a spacecraft, like it says here, it's pretty much facilitates space exploration. Whereas something like a hub, it's more about social interactions and intrigue. So it might be like, you know, stuck on the Iron Ring or a moon colony somewhere. It's a small base. If I had to guess, I would assume you guys would want a ship, but that is up to you guys.
I mean, I'm leaning ship.
Yeah.
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 Right.
I mean, who doesn't want to
Also-
explore space, right? Like,
You got to. You're in space. Explore
yeah,
it.
explore it.
Quick
But
side note.
Yeah. what's up?
To keep really harping on like how cool the layout is, the color coding of every chapter.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Oh,
Beautiful. This is a really nicely designed book. It's got to win some Annies or something, right? At
It's
some
got
point.
to.
It's got to.
yeah.
So it sounds like you guys want to do a ship. So there we go. And all of these ships and stations, they are powered. So they have what's called an output power, which limits the number of additional modules the hub can support. So you can upgrade these ships, which is really cool. And so for you guys, we need to first select. Oh yeah, before I begin too, all hubs are equipped with a set of core functions. They do not cost any output power. So you have a command center, crew quarters, life support, and a mess. So it's all standard stuff. And let us move on to the hub type and frame statistics. So you guys already chose it. You guys want a spacecraft. So I think I need to make you guys actually in Foundry Oh, we got a raid. Welcome everybody. It's weird I didn't hear a sound effect. Maybe there's no sound effects for this one.
I don't think there are on this one.
Got it. Well, hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. We are going through our Death in Space Zero session. So both Ryan and I backed this Kickstarter way back when, and so we are lucky enough to have the pre-release, the Kickstarter release stuff. So we got the rule books, we got the cool T-shirts. But yeah, highly encourage you guys to pre-order this if you've never heard of it. Go to deathinspace.com. It's a really cool, just unique game. It can kind of parallel to Merkborg in a way, but just a different flavor, different rule set. But anyway, thank you for the raid, and stick around. We've already created characters, and we are moving on to hub creation, which is a spacecraft or a station. The players have decided they want a spacecraft, so they can explore the far reaches of space or die trying, I guess. So let's move on. Oh yeah, I need to create I believe I need to create an actor for you guys, and it is a spacecraft. You guys can name this whatever you want too. So yeah, there's a hub Create new actor. And I will give all of you guys ownership to it. All players owner. So you guys should be able to click. I'll just drag it into the window so you guys can see it. It has its own character sheet. So you guys can all fill it out as we go through the creation here. But the first thing you guys need to fill out is the defense rating, which is 11. The max condition is 5. So what a condition is that is essentially kind of how much. Oh no, it's not the damage. It's like I think the frame. What is it? What's the damage, Ryan? Remind me. It's the frame.
There's a couple different things you can have the damage, I think, because the frame damage is different than your other type of damage.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the frame damage will just like regen, but the other damage does not.
Oh, that's right. Fuel capacity is the maximum amount of fuel that can be carried, and then the frame integrity tracks the damage of the spacecraft. It's 100% for an unharmed spacecraft. So you guys will see all of this information in the. Dang, McGlinlock, you did. If you watch this later, you did an amazing job on these character sheets. Dang. You got everything in there. The frame integrity is 100%. You have all of the modules you can add in there. This is awesome.
Did you say we have access to the
Yeah,
to the character sheet?
exactly. So I just dropped it on the I dropped it onto the map. So you guys should see. You're just hovering over it.
Oh, this one. Oh,
Yeah,
there it
yeah.
is. Oh,
Yeah, so you
there we
guys
go.
can open it up and start filling this out. So so your condition is already at 5. Your fuel is at 6, and your DR is 11. And spacecraft for number 2, your power source and output. So we need to note that down. It's standard chemical engine, slow, output power of 3. And then so
So
you
we
guys can
picked
only have a
spacecraft.
maximum of 3 additional modules. That's what that dictates. I think you can change it. Yeah, so you can modify or upgrade the power source or exchange it for another type. The output power can be increased.
I am unable to alter the sheet.
Really?
Yeah.
I made you guys owners. That's weird. Let me see.
Like I can click in frame integrity, but I can't like change defense score or anything like that. Can you? You can probably just drag spacecraft over, and it'll just put a lot of this stuff in too. Or if
Try it now.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, let me see. Hub. No, those are hub modules. Hub tech. Is there a way to just drag spacecraft over? Hub creation. Oh, we can just do the hub creation. Oh no, that's
step
like
by
the hub
step
names.
in the system.
But there's no way I'm on that. Oh, you just hit the roll table and it will go in. But that's just names, quirks, backgrounds,
Right.
and spacecraft backgrounds. But I can't. Are you
Really?
able to change the defense rating?
Yeah, I changed the. So I can do it then. If you guys can't, that's weird though.
Maybe like I said, maybe
So-
it's automatic when we put spacecraft into it because this just says hub. Oh no, you put spacecraft.
So you guys are at 100%. Defense rating is 11. Oh wait, I can't edit. I can't enter 11. That's weird. We'll figure that out later. So fuel, condition. Is that all accurate for you guys?
I see condition 3.
So your fuel
100%.
capacity is 6. Why can't I enter that? That's weird.
Right. Yeah. Again, maybe it's just like a drag drop
Oh,
situation.
wait. Yeah. Anyway, we can figure this out off stream. We will move on to, we can just talk through stuff and roll stuff down, make notes of it. So let's talk about the background. So the hub background for your spacecraft, it had a different purpose before you got hold of it. Why don't you guys somebody roll me a d20, and let's see what that purpose was.
Jess, you want to do? We'll just go like you do one, I'll do one. I think there's 3. It's background, appearance, and quirk. So if you want to do first one, I'll do second one. Duck, you do third one.
All right.
17.
So 17. For as long as anyone can remember, that's the spacecraft has been docked to the Iron Ring and the home of an old group of punks who were recently forcibly removed. Cool.
Right. Get these spiky-haired hippies the fuck out of here.
Nice. Okay, so we'll move on. That is the oh, that's a station. The hub quirk. So Ryan, why don't you roll me a d20 if you're gonna do the quirk? This is something that is a bit strange or annoying on the spacecraft. It's gonna give it some color.
We copy paste that over to the other one so we don't lose it. Or 17.
Okay.
There, that was the background, right?
That was the background. Now you guys are on the quirk. So let's see what you get on a d20. You guys will have to name your spacecraft too, which is cool. So you got a 13. Some kind of signal is emitted by the communication system and over the speakers with a certain periodicity. Okay, so it's just kind of like
Very annoying beep.
Yeah,
something.
basically, yeah. Interesting. Man, look at 11's cool. A trans-dimensional presence has always been living here. It seems helpful.
A lot of them are really cool. What was the other one that's really good? 17 is funny. The grumpy robot dog.
Oh, a robotic pet coated in a cozy synthetic fur. Yeah. Okay, so, well, that's it.
Oh, number one. Body parts and strange objects appear occasionally from tiny temporary wormholes.
Wormholes, that's cool.
Was there not like an appearance roll table?
No, there was only the 2, I guess. Do you want to do a roll off with Ducky, and then if you win, we keep it?
Yeah.
If you win, we keep it, and if he wins...
Why doesn't Ducky just roll on the quirk and we'll just pick the best one?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you roll a d20, Ducky, and let's see what quirk this thing has. 3. Small deep space creatures live on the hull. So like those things that ride on sharks, basically. The equivalent. So what do you guys want? Do you want a weird signal coming through the speakers periodically, or do you want weird creatures that just hitch a ride on the hull of this thing?
You guys.
It's really just kind of a flavor thing. I mean, I guess I could see conceivably how some of this could come into play in the game. Both of them, actually. Like, what if that sound is something?
I'm down for either.
Flip a coin?
Yes. Yeah, someone roll a d2.
So Ryan's will be 1, then Ducky's will 2, and we'll see what we got. All right. Where did you get these cool, like, you got some crazy, like, dice graphics?
It was in the dice customization.
Okay.
I don't know how to get there again. It just popped up the first time I loaded up Foundry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get back. All right, so we have our spacecraft. So we've done character creation. We've done hub creation. Now it's time to talk about, I guess, just some general rules. We'll do a brief overview. Unless do you guys want to talk about characters, hubs, any questions about anything?
I mean, I know I read it.
Yeah, you've already read the book.
Questions and stuff. Yeah.
Jess?
Oh.
No? Okay.
Oh, I found it.
What were you looking for?
The way to just drop the info into...
Oh, into Foundry?
There it is. All right, there you go. That's all good. Yeah, I found it under frames and just dropped the spacecraft on, so now the hub data should all be good. DR11, fuel 6, condition, is that 5?
Got it.
Yeah, condition 5, fuel capacity 6, output power 3. Yeah, there we go. It's all in there now.
All right, we'll do some brief overview of the rules here. So ability checks, like I said, this is a D20 system, so you're just going to roll a D20 and then add your modifier to it. That should all be taken care of in your character sheet. This is not player facing, so I will be rolling for any kind of combatants or contested rolls or anything like that from a NPC. And then, yeah, basically standard difficulty rating is 12, so if it's equal to or higher, you succeed, otherwise you fail. The cool thing is, though, is once you do fail, you get what's called a void point, and we'll get on to that when that talks about it, and I think the next page. So opposed rolls are pretty obvious. It's basically one of you guys rolls, NPC rolls, or two PCs roll, whatever it may be, and then whoever's the highest result wins. And then if it's a tie, though, the initiator or most active part wins. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Has standard advantage and disadvantage. So from 5e, you guys know how that works. Just 2d20 and you pick the best result. We already know about item slots. The consequence of overcarrying stuff more than 12 plus your body, it yields disadvantage on all actions. So not just, I like that because it's everything. It's not just, oh, your dex or whatever, or your movement is less. It's like everything you do is going to have disadvantage. Or maybe it's just body. Nah, never mind. Okay, so reactions, this is pretty common with OSR stuff. This is for me, though, where, you know, I'll roll and see how people might react to you if their intentions are unclear. So here we go. Void points, this is a very unique part of Death in Space. And the way it works is every time you fail an ability check or an attack roll, you gain a void point. You can only have up to 4 void points. And actually what I did is I added that. That should be a visible attribute on your token when we start getting into that. Hopefully it shows up in play. We'll see. I ticked it. I ticked your health bar and your void points, so hopefully those numbers show up. Otherwise, we'll just have to refer to your character sheet. But anyway, you can use these void points as you accumulate them. So it's kind of cool because, you know, when you fail a roll, you fail an attack roll, you fail an ability check, they're like, hey, here's a little consolidation prize. So, but the way you use them is you gain an advantage on ability check to an attack roll, or you can activate a cosmic mutation. And what a cosmic mutation is, it's a physical manifestation of the void through the player characters. So you can get these a couple ways. We learned that you could get that through a starting bonus, which 2 of you guys got, but you didn't roll that. As an advancement, so we'll talk about advancement as well. It's kind of unique in this game. And in rare situations, when the void is let loose. So when you're activating a mutation, it requires spending 1 or more void points. And the effect is going to last for 10 minutes and can be activated from a range of 10 meters, unless I decide otherwise. And then more points can result in a bigger effect if the player or referee can agree on something. So, you know, if you guys have some kind of cosmic mutation you want to use and you want to like just buff the shit out of it, we can talk about it and see if that, you know, if that's fair, and then that'll happen. But here's the problem. Let's see. When you avoid corruption, so when you spend a void point, so for advantage. So when you use a void point, you're like, I want advantage on this next roll. But if you fail that roll, you roll a 1d6, and if the result is equal to or lower than the current amount of void points after the spend, roll a void corruption effect. So if you have 4 void points and you decide to use one for advantage, the odds of you getting that roll is higher. So, and then you cannot gain a void point for the failed roll. So here's a roll table of void corruption. I won't go too in depth with it, but you guys can check it out. You guys have the PDF.
Good time. They're fun. I think the one I rolled is I grow an extra set of teeth. So you just start to layer rows of teeth like sharks.
Yeah. That'd be good for you.
Yeah, but the cosmic mutation only lasts like 10 minutes, right? And the void corruption is
Correct.
permanent,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
permanent scars.
Yeah, exactly. So cosmic mutation is definitely, and I believe they have like how much it costs, right, on the table. So
The
cosmic
cosmic mutation.
mutations.
No, they're all
just one.
the same cost.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it said in there that like you can, if you want to spend more than 1 point for something, you can basically have a conversation with the GM about like how
Right.
can I, what if I also did this? What if? You know.
Yeah. So you guys, when you have these void points, you can either use them for advantage. However, keep in mind that if you fail when doing that, you gain void corruption, or you can activate a cosmic mutation. So essentially, it's like a a power. It's like another power you guys have. It's almost like I don't know, kind of like cool omen powers. So they're not class specific. You guys can you do have to roll though, I guess, right? It's not something you get to pick, which makes sense. It's just something that happens, right? The void is corrupting you and gives you some kind of ability. So that is that. Here's some other ones. Dang, there's a ton of them. So condition and
I
spare
think the
parts.
second table is, yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up?
it's a 20 and a 20. They just weirdly put like 1 through 7 on one page and like 8 through 20 on the next page.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's a D20 you're gonna roll every time. Interesting. I like too how it can be activated from a distance too. So if it's something that, you know, you want to like, I don't know, I haven't even read this list, so. All right, so condition and spare parts. So not all items have conditions. They will be listed in the item list if they do. And that's because, like it says, everything's falling apart. They're patched up, fixed, or repurposed beyond recognition. And they all have condition value. And that is like directly related to how technically sophisticated the object is. And so right here's a list. Weapons and electronics have a value in the range of 1 to 5. Spacecraft 5 to 12. Other objects have no conditional value. So you may have plenty of items that have no condition value, which is fine, because there's rules around the condition. So anytime an object, including a spacecraft, is used in a stressful situation outside of combat, right? So that's a key thing outside of combat. You roll a d6, and on a 1, the object's condition is reduced by 1. So the way I imagine this is like, say you're floating through space in your spacecraft and you're trying to like dock onto some derelict spacecraft, maybe. That could be somewhat risky, so maybe you would, in that case, you'd roll like a savvy to pilot this craft, and if you fail, you may roll a 1d6, and if you roll a 1, your ship might lose condition. So situations like that. But any object, really, so anything. And then that does apply also to combat, but that happens, all of that stuff is added up not during combat, but after combat. So you can break objects. Obviously, if you the condition is 0, it is broken and cannot be used until repaired. And repaired, I believe, just takes time, if I remember correctly. Time or money. It's not really like a mechanic. And parts, yeah. So spare parts, yeah, here we go. Used for repairs are divided into categories, components. So you guys can like disassemble things. So if you find like a pistol or something, you can get spare parts, stuff like that. So vehicle parts, this is just how much space it takes up on your person. So regular components count as 1 item slot, and vehicles up to 5. So, and that would be like materials to repair broken spacecraft, etc., etc. So next up, this is kind of, I won't go into depth on this, you guys can check it out, but this is sort of, you know, how you repair with spare parts, how you dismantle things, electronics and weapons, as well as vehicles. And then you can see here that here is the formula in here. So 1d6 hours for 1 component. So it's really not like it's not like a roll in terms of, oh, you're going to succeed or fail. You're going to do it. It's just going to take time. So that's pretty much all this stuff. You can also pay for repairs, obviously. And then off-world activities. None of you guys have any EVA suits, right? Yeah, those
Nope.
are. Yeah, those are.
Do I need to
those-
breathe?
Yeah,
Sorry.
if you guys are venturing, you go through an airlock, you're trying to go into space, either, you know, from a spacecraft or from the Iron Ring or somewhere like that, you need an EVA suit. And there's some rules around oxygen right here, which are conveniently on your character sheet as well. And then for every hour, you just tick it down. So really simple. But I don't know. It's probably going to be a little while till we get into that, because you guys don't have shit right now. You guys don't really have much of anything. Taking damage as well. Rules are there. Heavy suits give you a defense rating of +2. But they cost a lot of item slots because they're big. And here's one right here. This talks about lack of oxygen, 0 gravity movement, which we'll deal with that when we get there. Space travel, also, there's all rules against that. Again, you guys aren't going to deal with that at all in the introductory adventure, so we can deal with space travel once we do that. But there's like all kinds of stuff. There's certain maneuvers, there's certain things your hub can do depending on what modules you have. Like if you want to aggressively board a vessel, you need certain modules, for example. Travel, so again, you guys are in the Tenebris system. Space is very, very vast. So these are kind of the times, and instant, weeks, months, years, decades, millennia, to get from one place to another. So maybe Ducky's character has been around the Tenebris. Who knows? All right, what you guys have all been waiting for is combat. So combat is represents 10 seconds. Not 6 seconds, as we're used to knowing. So in this game, it's about 10 seconds. You can perform an action and move about 15 meters, which is pretty far. I feel like that's a lot farther than most RPGs allow you to move in a turn.
Was it 10 meters? A
So
meter
it's
is about 30 feet or 3
15,
feet.
15 meters.
Oh, so 45.
yeah.
45.
So it's
yeah.
a little bit longer.
Nice.
So initiative, this is where things get interesting. So the way initiative works in this game, you do not roll initiative. It has absolutely nothing to do with any ability scores. You, whoever initiates the conflict first goes first. So that's how it works. And then the way it works from there is whoever's turn is over gets to choose the next person who goes next. So, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, is right here at the bottom it says this method of determining turn order reinforces the idea of player characters as a crew acting together. So you guys are kind of like strategizing. And so what I was getting at in that regard is that I'll allow a little bit more meta stuff in combat than I think I normally would, because that is just kind of one of the tenets of the game is you guys need to strategize. You guys are a crew with all your unique abilities and know how to work together really well. And so I just want to make sure that you guys take that into account when you're choosing who goes next in that regard. And so you guys can talk amongst yourselves somewhat anyway. But attack rolls are pretty basic. It's a 1d20, like I said. Body is melee, tech is ranged. If it's equal to or greater than the defense rating, successful. If it's lower, it misses. Risky attacks. So this is another cool aspect to combat. Basically, you have to claim you're going to do a risky attack. If you are successful, you get to deal an extra damage die. But if you fail, the targeted opponent gets an immediate counterattack, in addition to their other attacks or other actions in the round. And they also get to choose who goes next. So it's kind of a gamble, but cool that you get to decide that. If you want to say, if some guy's really down to his last hit point and you really want to go in, that's the thing. So critical attacks, it's funny. There's no like critical failures in this, which I thought was kind of interesting. There's just a critical success, which is obviously a 20, a natural 20, and you get an extra die damage. I was thinking, I mean, I can obviously add that, but I feel like this sort of mitigates that question of critical failure of like objects breaking, because what condition loss, how it works is when the dust settles and not with every attack roll, you determine this. So after combat, you roll a 1d6 for each used weapon. So regardless of success, regardless of failure, you roll, and if you roll a 1, it loses 1 condition. And if the damage rolled in an attack is the maximum possible value, 1 item carried by the defender loses 1 condition. So if you get a really good hit in, but the attacker gets to choose what item. So again, this is all decided after the fact. So once the dust is settled, so you can see this again. It really reinforces the idea that shit's broken. Like it's a very gritty setting. Nothing is running exactly how it should be. Everything's kind of on the brink of collapse, essentially. Cover and shields. So this is pretty much like, it's pretty simplified. I think it's, what is it? I think if you have full cover, you cannot attack. If I remember, what does it say here? Yeah, when firing from cover that can withstand gunfire, such as behind a wall, creator similar, one can choose to be partly or fully covered. So that's up to you, right? It's not up to really, I mean, obviously you can't be fully covered by something that's too small. But attacks against a partly covered person has disadvantage. But then a person full cover cannot attack, but you are shielded from everything. So I think that's a really cool, simple way to deal with that stuff. Enemies, so like I said, this is not a player-facing roll system like we're used to with Merkborg. I'm going to roll for enemies, and they have just very simplified stats, as you can see here. Same ones as you guys. And then morale, again, we all know how morale works. If you defeat half of an enemy group, or the lone enemy is half their hit points, or you defeat the leader, roll morale, and we'll see if they surrender, run away, or hold their ground. So that's what that is. Death and healing. So this is a little bit more forgiving, I think, than Merkborg, than what you guys are used to. So it's 0 or less, because in Merkborg it was, you know, to have any chance of surviving, it had to be exactly 0, otherwise you're just dead. So you need to roll a body check, and you can spend void points for advantage as well. And if you succeed, you're stabilized but unconscious until resting. And if the check fails, you're dead. So you get like one shot, pretty much. But what's cool is you can use void points, so you can potentially get advantage on that if you'd like to risk it. And then there's this interesting table at the end. Oh, here's the healing. Before we get into that, let's talk about healing. So when you have eaten something and rested a full night, you get 1d8 plus body. So there are no short rests in this game. There's nothing. It's literally overnight. You gotta have food, and you regain 1d8 plus 8 plus body. And it looks like it's got to be in a safe space too, hub or calm space dock. Oh no, sorry. If you rest in a safe place, all hit points are regained. But anyway, back to death in space here. This was not how you were meant to leave this universe at the last drops of life. Leave your body. You have a final vision accompanied by deafening static. So when you die, you roll on this table, and it's just kind of this vision. I don't know. It's just kind of like a flavor thing, I guess.
Like a true death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what you see, your true death. So this is another fun roll table, I guess. Again, flavor, nothing mechanical there. I'm not going to get into space confrontations. This just sort of outlines distances, what you can do.
It's basically exactly the same mechanically. That's one thing we noticed when we were going over it. Like the space combat is literally just the same combat in space, as opposed to like a different system like Orbital Blues that does it like a little bit differently.
I think you act as a group though, right? Isn't that right? Or am I
and the different people have to use like the pilot, like a person has to make like a pilot, like a savvy check to do stuff. So I guess Jess is probably going to be our pilot realistically, because piloting is savvy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll deal with those rules when we get to them. If you guys ever get to them, we'll see. Advancement. I think this is probably the last thing we'll talk about tonight. which is advancement. So this is kind of cool. This reminds me of Tales from the Loop, where you kind of ask a series of questions to the players, and for every question they answer yes to, they get an experience point. So again, this really encourages like you to participate in the game. But the way it works is, did you repair something? Did you deliver a dangerous contract? Did you use at least one void point? Did you discover a new and potentially dangerous place? Did you gain a new enemy? Did you find someone new that you can trust? Did you contribute with something especially memorable? So those are the things. You get 1 point per one of those questions you answer affirmative. And then you can spend these things. So this is how improvement works. 5 XP, you can increase one ability by 1, raising it to at most +1, which is kind of cool. So they put a cap on it as high as you can go on your abilities. So does any of you have, I think Ducky, you have like a +2 dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically have a higher dexterity than anyone can ever have, I guess. Oh, no, wait. Increase ability by 1, raising the +2 or higher. So it just costs more as you get higher. You can gain a cosmic mutation, additional origin benefit. Oh, that's cool. You can have a most 2. So you can actually split your origins. That's interesting, I guess, right? Or maybe
no, you get an origin benefit. You get the second.
You just get the second one.
Benefits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that is Death in Space. So I won't get any of the extras because we're going to be playing the extras. So next week we are going to kick off Welcome to the Ring, which is the introductory adventure in the core rulebook. So if any of you out there have this book and you don't want to be spoiled, don't read any further, I guess. I mean, there's some tables and stuff at the end, but the adventure, I believe, comes right up next. So that's it. Hopefully you guys got a decent overview of the system. If you didn't already check out Weekly Scroll, I highly suggest you check that one out because they go into far more detail about the stuff. But yeah, we got our characters. They're going to start their first mission next Thursday at 7 p.m. So yeah, join us then. I guess that's it. Any more announcements? Anything we got to talk about? I know we decided, well, obviously Weekly Scrolls on Sunday. And then I think DK is Monday, right? We're doing it like a...
Yeah. I think we're doing the episode this week is going to be Open Arms on Sunday, which is from the same people that did Red Giant. I think it's basically the exact same game system. It's just set in kind of like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure like anime world instead of like a dying world. So we'll see how that changes. And then we decided Monday our 2.5-year campaign is ended. So we are going to do kind of a roundtable post-campaign discussion. I'll talk about things that you guys like could have done differently, or information NPCs could have given you if you didn't murder them immediately, or like, with some of the boss combats and stuff, how things could have gone differently, some mistakes that I made along the way. And then reread and was like, well, fuck. So yeah, it'll be a good time. We're going to bring everybody on. Cam said he will be there.
Oh, cool.
So we can talk about and
we'll need another
Cam said
window,
that
right?
he'd be available.
We'll need
I figured we'll
window.
probably just do like a big.
Oh right, we don't need the regular one.
Yeah, we can basically just like screencast like the thing. We'll just put our names on the bottom. And then Janelle, I don't know if she's gonna be able to be there or not, but she was. I mean, obviously she's part of the Adventure Archive. She's been a huge supporter of us, like both locally and in the stream for a very long time. She runs our website. Point website, and does a really amazing job with that. And she played Selvin in the Dark Kingdoms, so she'll be there as well. It'll be a really good time. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll decide in the next couple of weeks what I'm gonna start running.
You should make a roll table for all the games you want to run and just do it that way. You should
probably have at least. I have 4 to 6, and we'll see. It might also decide on how long the game is and stuff like that, because I'm really leaning into Nova right now. Or Tomb. So we'll see how that goes. But that's what's coming up. Is just Weekly Scroll on Sunday, DK on Monday, and then we're back here on Thursday.
Cool. All right. Well, again, thank you, McGlintlock, for the Foundry system. It's going to make our lives a lot easier. Thank you for the Death in Space guys. If you guys are ever listening, for allowing us to use this amazing soundtrack on stream. It is very fitting. And obviously, thank you to the people who composed it, Helium Kid Cannon and Solar Field. So we're going to go to our thank you screen for those of you who hung out. We got any, I don't know if we have any lists or not, but anyway, we're going to visit there. And we're going to go for a raid. Is there anybody we should raid?
I am looking for that right now, so I will
Okay.
find someone and we will be doing that. Absolutely.
All right. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm fully prepared for rules to be fumbled next week, but it's going to be a learning experience for sure. I think learning any kind of new system is going to be a little bit rough, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Luckily, it's a simple system in the tradition of OSR. So, but I think the one thing out there that's going to be very different is, again, this is not a combat focused game. There is combat in it, and you can play it as a combat focused game, but at its heart, it's not really that, which I thought was kind of surprising because, you know, in the world of RPGs, particularly with 5e and the influences that it has, everybody just wants to fight. So it'll be interesting to see how this adventure plays out, this scenario, because there's potentially combat in it, but it's very different. So, but I think it's fitting for an introductory adventure. So it'll be interesting to see how you guys go. And remember, it's a collaborative setting, it's a collaborative universe. So I may be asking you guys questions to help develop this thing as we go. So, did we find a
We did.
streamer raid?
Good one.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We know Zero Sessions maybe aren't the funnest thing to watch, but hopefully you got something out of it. And we will be playing Welcome to the Ring, the introductory adventure for Death in Space, next Thursday at 7 o'clock Pacific time. So have a great night, everybody, and we will see you next time.